Hi friends, I am your Karthik Kate and this is Kate Tutorials. Right. So in the upcoming videos, we are going to discuss only about the stereochemistry of compounds other than carbon. Right. So as the name suggests, we are going to study the stereochemistry of other compounds other than carbon. Right. So we know that if you see in carbon family, carbon, silicon, germanium, like this it will come. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Nitrogen, in nitrogen family, nitrogen, phosphor, arsenic, bismuth, right? So oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, like this we will study, right? So what we are going to study is that, so other than carbon means we are going to study the stereochemistry of silicon, nitrogen, phosphor, arsenic, sulfur, selenium, so many things we are going to study the stereochemistry of those compounds, right? So selenium we can also study, right? So this is what we are going to concentrate in the upcoming videos, right? So before going further, right, let me give the basic information of stereochemistry and all, right? So in this video we are only going to study the stereochemistry of nitrogen. So this is the title of this video, right? So before going further, what is stereochemistry? We know that stereochemistry means we will study about optical activity, and one more thing we will study is geometrical isomers, right? So in case of carbon, we have seen if a carbon is attached to like this, Me means methyl, Et means ethyl. If a carbon is attached to like this compound, if it is attached to same two atoms, then that compound will be optically inactive. What is this inactive? Inactive means it is not going to rotate the plane polarized light either towards right or left. So it is optically inactive. It is not going to rotate the plane polarized light. If a carbon attached to all different atoms like methyl here, ethyl here, propyl here, like this, then this carbon is called chiral carbon. That carbon will be optically active. What do you mean by optically active? It has the ability to rotate the plane polarized light towards right or towards left. Like this it will rotate the plane polarized light, right? So such compounds are called optically active compounds, and here since the carbon is attached to 4 different atoms, that carbon is chiral carbon and it will be optically active. Whereas the same carbon, if it is attached to same 2 atoms, then that carbon will be optically inactive. That carbon we won't call it as chiral. That carbon we call it as achiral carbon. This is the basic thing which you have studied in stereochemistry of carbon, right? Which you have studied from PUC till masters, right? So that thing which I have to summarize it, I have summarized, right? So this is about optical activity. You may ask, sir, why this compound is optically inactive? They will tell it is not going to rotate the plane polarized light. No rotation of any plane polarized light, so it is optically inactive. And also we do the practicals, that is we do experiment and we can tell whether this compound is optically active or inactive. But later, after studying so many compounds, they came up to the conclusion that the molecule which has plane of symmetry, right, or center of symmetry, these things we will study in group theory, right? Plane of symmetry sigma, or center of symmetry I, or anything axis of symmetry Cn. The molecule which has these things will be optically inactive. For example, take this compound only. So can I write it here? So tetrahedral means what? 3 atoms will be in the same plane, So here this hydrogen and carbon are in one plane like this, and one of the methyl will be above, one of the ethyl will be below. So above I will show it by like this, methyl, and below I have ethyl like this. The same compound I have written it like this, right? So it means these 1, 2, 3 are in same plane. One will be above like this and one will be below, right? Same molecule I have written it like this, right? If I have tetrahedral shape, I haven't kept it here, I have to make it a model. Just a minute, I'll show it to you, right? So that you will appreciate it, how it happened, why it happened, everything we can explain it like this, right? So see, this is the molecule of the compound. So it contains what? There are two hydrogens. This is carbon, center black side it is carbon. It contains one hydrogen, two hydrogen, and let me call blue as methyl and yellow as ethyl. So the molecule is like this. See, this hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen all are in same plane. This methyl is above the plane, right? So this methyl is above the plane and this ethyl is below the plane. If this is the plane, so this is below, this is above, and hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen are in same plane, right? So this is the structure. To this compound, if you assume this is a plane, if I pass a plane like this, see how it will do? It will pass like this. It will pass through ethyl, methyl and carbon. So a plane is cutting this ethyl, methyl and carbon, and this hydrogen it is passing in between like this. So like this the plane which cuts these three and passes like this, and this hydrogen is mirror image of this. So this compound is having plane of symmetry. So this compound is having plane of symmetry, sigma. Since this compound is having plane of symmetry, that is optically inactive, right? So I told why it is optically inactive. Everybody tells in experiment it can't rotate the plane polar right towards right or left, so it is optically inactive. Yes, it is true, but we can conclude like this also. The molecule which has got these symmetry elements, either it is plane of symmetry, center of symmetry or axis of symmetry, if any of the symmetry element is present in the molecule, that molecule will be optically inactive. For example, this molecule has got plane of symmetry, so it is optically inactive, right? So this thing you can conclude, right? What about this? This is optically active. Why it is optically active? For example, see, if I replace one of the hydrogen here by propyl group like this, propyl. So this is propyl, let us assume. So all three different atoms, and hydrogen, this is also different atom, and the center one is carbon, right? So here it can't have any plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, axis of symmetry, because see, if I pass a plane like this, it can cut these two, but this is not the mirror image of this, because both color are different, that is both atoms are different. So there is no plane of symmetry or center of symmetry or axis of symmetry. So no symmetry means optically active, which I have written it here, right? So this is how you can conclude, right? So this is about optical activity. Let us discuss little bit of geometrical geometrical isomerism, right? So what is this geometrical isomerism? So see, we will discuss only of carbon. In the next coming classes we will discuss about nitrogen, so many things, right? So geometrical isomerism we have studied like this, C double bond C, right? So those will exhibit geometrical isomerism. So here I have two hydrogen like this, and here I have methyl and here methyl. The same compound, can I write it like this, C double bond C? Both are having same molecular formula, but methyl one is here, one more methyl I will take it here, and one hydrogen here, other hydrogen here, right? So if two bulky group attached to C double bond C are on same side, we call it as cis. If those are opposite sides, then we call it as trans. Cis, one more name for cis is Z, and one more name for trans is E, right? So this is how we do geometrical isomerism, right? So these are geometrical isomers, and these geometrical isomers are optically inactive. This thing you should remember. Why it is optically inactive? The reason is, see, this is sp2, this is also sp2. So all these are in same plane, right? So here I have methyl, here I have methyl, here I have hydrogen, here I have hydrogen, and C double bond C. All are single plane. If I take a plane, if I cut the molecule, all molecule will be halved. Methyl will be halved, this carbon will be halved, this hydrogen will be halved, right? So a plane can cut. So it has got plane of symmetry. So since the molecule has got symmetry element, that is plane of symmetry, it will be optically inactive. What about this? So here also it has same plane of symmetry it has got, because one methyl here, other methyl here, hydrogen, hydrogen, all are in single plane. So I can pass a plane which will cut all into 4. So it has got plane of symmetry. And also it has got center of symmetry. Center of symmetry means, see, this is center. From here, if I go like this, I will get methyl. From here, if I go it like this, I will get methyl. From here, if I go it like this, I will get hydrogen. From here, I will get hydrogen. Here I will get carbon. Here I will get carbon. So from center, it has got all symmetry. Here methyl, here methyl, here hydrogen, here hydrogen, here carbon, here carbon. So symmetry is there. So that point we call it as center of symmetry. So for this molecule, there is center of symmetry, plane of symmetry. So all symmetry elements exist for this compound. So this is also optically inactive, right? But they exhibit geometrical isomerism. As I have told, it is cis and it is trans, right? Sometimes it is named as Z and E. The reason for naming it as Z and E is that, see, the same molecule, if I take it like this, hydrogen, hydrogen, here I have methyl, here I have ethyl. If this is the thing, we can't name it as cis. You will tell, so both are bulky group, same side, it is cis. But before scientists gave it as cis or trans based on if same two molecule or the atom or the group present are same on same side, then it is cis. But here we have different, here it is methyl, here it is ethyl. So they came up with nomenclature that is Z. If same side, it is Z. Two bulky group, they may not be same, but two bulky group on same side means Z, and two bulky group on different side is E. They came up with this nomenclature, E and Z nomenclature they called it, right? So this is the thing. And this geometrical isomerism, we can't put it for this compound. See, C double bond C, here also I have hydrogen, here also I have hydrogen, here I have hydrogen, and here I have methyl. For this we can't nomenclature either cis or trans. We can't do this also, and we can't do this E or Z. Both the things we can't do, because the condition for E and Z or cis and trans is these two hydrogens are there, right? The atoms attached to one of the carbon should be different. If the carbon attached to the atoms both are same, then we can't do E or Z nomenclature, right? So these are the few basics which I wanted to tell, right? And also you got it till this, you got it, right? Cis, trans, everything, right? So you got it. If I increase the double bond like this, we call it as allenes. What is the allenes? See here. Here if I have hydrogen, here if I have methyl, and below I have hydrogen, and above here I have methyl, right? So this won't have any plane of symmetry. No plane of symmetry, no center of symmetry, no axis of symmetry, no mirror plane of symmetry, anything, no symmetry element. So this compound will be optically active. Optically active. You will ask, sir, if I take a plane, this hydrogen, hydrogen, this methyl, methyl, and this carbon, carbon, there is mirror plane of symmetry, will tell. No, because this carbon, hydrogen, methyl are in one plane, whereas this hydrogen is below the plane, this methyl is above the plane. So the molecule will be like this. See, it will be like C double bond C double bond C. This carbon, hydrogen, methyl are in one plane, but here below the hydrogen will be there and above methyl will be there. So there will be no plane of symmetry or anything, right? These things we have studied, the stereochemistry of allenes, stereochemistry of so many compounds we have studied. There I have told about this, right? So I will, in the upcoming videos, what I will assume is you know all these basics, right? Just here what I have done, just I have brushed it up, right? So in the upcoming videos, I will assume all you know, all these basics you know. I assume like that, and then I will explain the upcoming compounds, that is nitrogen, carbon, everything that I will explain. So in next class, let us see the stereochemistry of nitrogen. So let this video be the introduction to stereochemistry of compounds other than carbon, right? In the upcoming classes, we will study the nitrogen, phosphorus, silicon, sulfur, so many things. Till then, take care and have a great day.